In the previous lecture, we discussed the human right violations faced by the scheduled tribes. Now in this lecture, we will discuss the violation of rights of the children. Let us first define a child. A child is any young human being below the age of full physical development or below the legal age of majority. It is true that when the right environment is provided to a child, the children grow into good and successful human beings. Now the first factor which violates the rights of children is the lack of access to the education. Education is considered to be the basic right of every child in the world. Children in many parts of the world still don't have access to education because of poverty, economic insecurity and child labor. Now the second factor which violates the rights of children is the poverty and malnutrition. According to the World Health Organization, globally 30% children under 5 are estimated to be stunted and 18% have low weight for height ratio. Nearly 9 million children in the world die every year from the preventable diseases and infections, the largest killer being the diarrheal diseases. There are over 2 billion cases of diarrheal diseases every year and is the leading cause of the malnutrition among children who are aged under 5 according to WHO. Now the third factor that is responsible for the violation of rights of children is the child abuse which the children face. Now let us define the child abuse. According to R.L. Burgess, child abuse refers to any child who receives non-accidental physical or psychological injury as a result of acts on part of his parents, guardians or employers. The child abuse can be classified into 3 types, that is the physical abuse, sexual abuse and the emotional abuse. Now let us discuss these in detail. First of all, physical abuse. Physical abuse means any non-accidental act which may involve bruises, burns, fractures, abrasions, abdominal injuries or human bite marks which the child encounters. Now the second is the sexual abuse, which means any act in which the child is being used for the sexual stimulation of the perpetrator or any other person. Third is the emotional abuse, which means any act which may involve neglect or maltreatment of the children or may also involve disregard of the physical, emotional, moral or social needs of the children. Emotional abuse also includes neglect of the children's basic developmental needs such as the nutrition, health and education. So all these types of the child abuse are the examples of the violation of rights of the children. Now the fourth and most abusive factor for the violation of rights of children is the child labor which the children face. Child labor in fact is responsible for destroying the entire childhood of the children. Now let us define what is child labor. International Labour Organization defines child labor as any work that is dangerous and harmful to children and interferes with their schooling by depriving them of the opportunity to attend the school and thus obligating them to leave the school prematurely. In fact, these things adversely affect the attendance of the children in the school. The worst forms of the child labor according to International Labour Organization are all forms of slavery or practices similar to slavery such as the sale and trafficking of children, then the bondage or compulsory labor, then use, procuring or offering of a child for prostitution or for production of pornographic performances, then use, procuring or offering of a child for illicit activities such as particularly the production and trafficking of drugs. So here we can understand imposing servitude, compulsory labor, using the children for prostitution and engaging the child into illicit activities such as production and trafficking of drugs. All these factors violate the rights of children and destroy their early childhood. Thus, child labor is responsible for depriving the right of the children to go to the school. It acts as major barrier to the children's education and affects both attendance as well as performance of the children in the school. Child labor is intricately linked to the poverty and economic backwardness of the family. According to the data from 2011's census, the number of child laborers in India is 10.1 million, of which 5.6 million are boys and 4.5 million are girls. So this is the reference according to the UNICEF India. The child labor is also found to be highest among the Muslims, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. In India, child labor is concentrated in Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra and Karnataka. Across India, the child laborers can be seen working in variety of industries such as the brick kilns, carpet weaving, garment making, embroidery industry, domestic service, food and refreshment services such as the tea stalls and agriculture, fisheries and mining industry. So these are the places where we often see the children working. So this is the reality of the child labor in India and in the world. Actually, I don't wanted to include all these pictures, but I am including this to tell you how serious is this factor which deprives the right of children to have education and proper development. You can see how these innocent children are forced to do hazardous works which are detrimental to their health and development. So at last we have to understand this message that the child is meant to learn, not to earn. In the childhood, the children are to be nourished and sent to the schools rather than compelled to earn for the family. Now let us summarize the major crimes against the children. The major crimes committed against the children are the infanticide, that is killing the newborn baby after the birth. Second is the murder. Third, commission of the rape and other forms of sexual offenses. Then kidnapping and abduction. Then the prenatal diagnostic testing, that is a sex determination. Now sex determination is still practiced in many parts of the India irrespective of the stringent laws. Now this factor is responsible for the declining sex ratio, that is the percentage of the female per 1,000 males. Then the next crime is the female ferticide. Now the next crime, as we discussed earlier, is the forced prostitution and buying the children for the prostitution. The last is the domestic violence, that is the violence and other forms of the abusive treatment faced by the children in his own house. Now this is the news which appeared in Times of India in last year. So 30 children are abducted daily in Maharashtra according to the Home Minister Anil Deshmukh. According to the data received by the Home Minister, around 30 children are kidnapped in Maharashtra every day, of which 72% are the girls. So this news reflects the current state of the safety of children in Maharashtra. Now recently, the Women and Child Development Ministry has decided to impose 5-year jail for child porn possession and there should be no bail for the accused.